No one will ever respect you if you don't respect yourself. Now, some of you think that to be clean is to be rich. That if I'm not rich, I can't be clean. No. And you think that to be clean is to wear expensive clothes. No. Always dress up the way you want to be addressed. If you show up dressed up in a manner that suggests you must be addressed in this way, you have already earned confidence and respect of others because they know you respect yourself. So when we grow up, we na le ntongwe ba re no monna o santja be le feta so gore bo ba re santju be le khwafo to re nkgela ka makhwafa ngo thapo to re shishimishi ska re nkgela ka le khwafa le ankga motho shu door to door what's ba le iketlile le ka gae man le sa tjo ya mmelenyana mola door to door fighter ta thobela re lo tshitse o tsena le tlanka fu wena why re sanje re votele EFF no re tlo le fa mebereko ba re le khwafala na le la fa re na mebereko. No. A fighter must be clean. A fighter must smell good at all times. Because smelling good is a sign of self-love and self-respect. Because white people identify black people with dirtiness. And they say we are dirty and then we smell and we prove them right. Let's prove them wrong. That we are clean because even the earlier primitive society that came all the way to settle everywhere they settled, they will never settle where there is no river, because they knew there must be river to drink water and to wash. If you go into the land claims, go and look at where our people are claiming land. There is always a river. Everywhere where our people are claiming land, the land is arable. It's a fertile land. Not Muthalits. Muthalits are on a land claim. Karmakua Azbaiji. Bafitleba Levela Narela Muthalits Guas Kukun. But you can keep this one. I don't want to be controversial or cause controversy, but we ought to ask ourselves certain questions. That why would a Zulu kingdom go and settle in Nongoma and leave all of that beautiful arable land of KwaZulu-Natal, but head office ya king Ikwa? The driest place, everywhere where our kings are now. Harunyaga Khosh is associated Litaba. Banyaka Tabeni. What is there on a mountain? To do what? To do what? Why is the kingdom of England not in a village? Why is it not in village? Ye bar uteleje story sabona ba sebolela. Bar ralwa le maburu. Ralwa le bona ra tshwella so. Batla o botsa ka dinuka ra tshwella when we were fighting the whites, and then when we arrived here we defeated them. Right? But then we defeated them here, then we settled here. They did not defeat the whites there. The whites pushed them and pushed them and pushed them and pushed them. When they realized they are now on a useless land, the most beautiful land. That's why when they do land claim, they are not going to that dry land, Babuela, where the land is fertile. They were pushed from a fertile land. Maradingwenya dir bojadir rabafenya. Skukuna fitamwa jigar. Wana pula yengwe inchinchi pula yan. That day guru, whatever. Rata rabonorba dimuba chwele ichiman. Wana pula sfako. Maburu ala argamola. Kaus kukunu watswa ditar. Warre tata diunga tata. Kaba namba ba ichoma buru ala rfecha kabon. Rafecha kabon na wafela. Le fecha kabon na mo. While it's le fecha kabon na kwa tropongwa pulugwani. Le do fecha kabon na mo. I'm not saying anything. I'm just starting a debate and challenging you to go and check urmara why rinaplegedi dry so maburu bonabana in the most beautiful land. Why magoshi arna anna on the driest land and not on a fertile arable land? And why should kingdom and royalty be associated with rural areas, whereas the royalty and kingdomship of Britain is not associated with villages and rural? It's right at the center of London. Comrades, please, you ought to project. You ought to project yourself as people who are serious about governance. And it starts with how you present yourself. You must present yourself as people who are capable of representing our people. You must represent yourself as people who don't look so hungry. Or you? Imagine always ask them if they are ready to listen to you. You must greet and ask if they've got time. You are not entitled to their time. Kwa Limpopo, o kata door to door kana kwa scheme sam leban. So Los Angeles bele time abouts. You can't do door to door during scheme sam. You can't do door to door during generation. Is that one generation? Agar mutola ila ko baba chozam. You can't do door to door during uzalo. You can't do door to door during prime time news slot 7 a.m. You can't do door to door when there is a derby at FNB. There is no door to door on the day of the derby. There is a derby. We are going to the derby. Even the ground forces, get them ticket to the derby. But comrades, do not wear EFF material to the alcohol places. Do not go to the club. Do not go to the shebeen. Do not take pictures holding a beer in your hand, whereas wearing the EFF regalia. So Nagit Lemo would only prepare. What is expected from you? Comrades, we will solve load shedding. And you must say it with confidence, and you must never doubt yourself when you tell our people that we'll solve load shedding. We will do maintenance on our coal power stations. We'll talk to Russia to come and help us to build more power stations. We will talk to China to come and help us to build more power stations. So, hey, our little tating wanama, hopela tusho. We are in trouble. But we are friends with Russia. We are friends with China. Come and take the electricity of South Africa. Build it, operate it for 30 years or so, transfer it back to us. All different sources of energy will be exploited by the EFF to ensure that we do not rely on one source of energy. But that does not mean we must destroy what we have. The EFF is not opposed to an independent power producers and alternative means and all of that. Whatever the independent power producers are doing, Eskom will also do it, and then we'll compete with them. Why should Eskom close shop and open doors for independent power producers? We will solve this problem. The reason why we can't solve this problem now is because the current government wants to give this electricity to their friends and destroy Eskom. And if electricity is going to be provided by independent power producers, it's going to be extremely expensive, and the poor will not afford it. So those are frequently asked questions. Prepare yourself to answer those questions. The recent question that you are going to be confronted with, because these people say the EFF is a populist organization. So populist organization means that you always support what you think is popular with the people. So let me tell you what is popular with the people now as we stand here. The streets of East London are occupied by AmaBokoBoko. Right? We don't have a problem with rugby. We love rugby, but we don't love AmaBokoBoko. AmaBokoBoko, the Boke, Springbok, is an apartheid symbol. You can't say remove apartheid symbols and maintain the name Springbok and the emblem Springbok and the colors that were used during apartheid by white people. We support rugby. Marayeya Maburye. Hey, you can't say roads must fall and don't say Springbok must not fall. The Springbok must fall. That national team will get it a new name and the new colors and the new emblem which will represent our democracy. Why are we being forced here? Why are we being forced to salute the emblem that was saluted by Malan, to salute the emblem that was saluted by Botha, by Vervoet, by De Klerk, by murderers who were killing our people wearing the same jersey in celebration of butchering of black people? That emblem and that jersey represent white supremacists that we don't support. Hey Budali, you know, my political consciousness then escapes me. I'm at the airport when this rugby thing started. Hey, AmaBokoBoko. Hi. Can I live Vuyan? Antropelis keepers AmaBokoBoko. Reapare support. Why have one abu this keep? or no re kere khonanyana mo change wa pare kere hey badimo ba gana a re le selwe ja batho ai comrades re no gapeletswa ntlo shiba no re stronger together no shushumetwa gore no a o ka bolela against it, hey, you are against the popular view, yet they call you a populist. How can I be a populist and go against a popular view now? I don't support Springbok. I don't support the emblem and the apartheid colors that the national team wears. We want the colors that represent democracy. Rugby, I support. Rugby is not a white man's sport. They found it here. Our people in the Eastern Cape and everywhere else played rugby long before these people played rugby. Political position. Sometimes you doubt yourself, but sometimes you are too radical. Maybe. Ay man. Trophy. Hey, I beg it's what Frukir. AmaBokoBoko. The whole team. Ya AmaBokoBoko. Eka mo famung ya Johan Rupert. Yes. Kamo Famung, the national team. Yes, a day before yesterday or yesterday? Huh? We've never kept counting a day before yesterday because yesterday they were in Durban. A day before yesterday, after the Cape Town leg, the bus landed in Johan Rupert's farm, a private farm. The whole national team with the cup arrived at the private farm of Johan Rupert. Nakito supporter lojana che wenna. Jabu Johan. What? The whole team ijo nwa ya akitsibeka maroko mara bagaba ba robechi ganako. So comrades, AmaBokoBoko is an Afrikaner pride. It's an Afrikaner property. That's why the president of the Afrikaners, Johan Rupert, received AmaBokoBoko. Johan Rupert's farm is treated. AmaBokoBoko goes to Union Building. From Union Building to the mayor, from the mayor to Parliament, from Parliament to Johan Rupert's farm, they are at the same level. That's how the farm of Johan Rupert gets the national team. Not Mamelodi Sundowns of Patrice Motsepe going to Patrice Motsepe's farm. It's none of our business. Marayela Barkiari Naila. All of it on an official diary of rugby tour, Johan Rupert's farm. Parliament, Johan Rupert's farm, same level. And then I must accept that I'm not part of that nonsense. I'm not going to support anything that represents white supremacists, anything that represents apartheid, everything that undermines black people. I will never be part of it. You can be part of your AmaBokoBoko. I will remain Bafana until the team of South Africa is brought back into action by the government of the EFF. There is talent. There is talent in South Africa. Our sport is not performing well because it's not funded. It has got no sponsors. Yet white sport gets all types of sponsors. That's why they thrive. I'm not going to be part of Together Forever what? Kamaka. The Ratambu pretender. ba sa tlo le sotla makgowa ka re le rata gampo ba binela le mo e leng gore a go nyakeng. I'm not going to dance to that. Comrades, in this country, we are struggling, our people are poor. Train is the cheapest mode of transport. But from November until now, November last year until now, there hasn't been a single long distance train of Shosholozamin. I say a train now Eastern Cape. There is no longer train to Polokwane. There is no longer train to Durban. They advertise train tickets. You go buy the tickets. When you arrive there, they put you in a bus. Train is even more safer than the bus. That's why some of our people take that option. They go and hire locomotives in Prasa. They hire 10 locomotive Budali with 70 million. They pay 70 million. Then after hiring 10 locomotives, they put 6. They pack 6 of the 10 and operate only 4. Again, they paid 70 million. So with the 4, they make 10 million. Then you guys say, hey, these trains are not making profit. How can we spend 70 million and these people are only making 10 million? No, they took other trains and packed them so that that thing can show that it's not performing well. And when it's not performing well, this is that, hey, let's working. Costa. Samayang privatize this thing and give it to people who can operate. They create a crisis where there is no crisis. Agerba Fedicheka Eskom, Agerba Fedicheka SAA. Yalo, now they are going for trains. The trains are going to be privatized and given to their friends because they want everything in their pockets before they leave. Comrades, in this country, there is what we call a national gambling board. A gambling board that regulates casinos and all of that. There hasn't been a national gambling board. There's only one person appointed to be an administrator for almost, if not more than 5 years. Because who are you? With one person, who are you? And as fast as we speak now, the children at UNISA, at all universities, they did not receive their accommodation money, they did not receive the books money, they did not receive their allowances because Blade in Zimande has destroyed higher education and NSFAS in particular. Ke bolela ka taba tše lo kopanang le tšona le tsena ka mo metseng ke a le prepare le be le di antshara gore bokgodu ba bo Blade in Zimande ba o bolaya ke malwetse a matalo ba tšo khuna tšhelete ya NSFAS makgodu ba utswa tšhelete ya ditšhiwana di orphan uche cheletela uto reka creamy ki yellow bone Blade from Ning ka chelete ya NSFAS yellow bone. Comrades, dikotsi tše dintši mo tseleng, so many accidents di kosa ke di traka. Mara di traka di ka stop go tsamaya on the road because Transnet has collapsed. They collapsed Transnet. That's why so many trucks on the road. And that's why so many accidents on the road. We need to go back to the trains and remove the trucks from the road and reduce the accidents on our road as we go into the festive season. Comrades, it's a khale Now, when I grew up in a township. We grew up drinking water in Polokwane. We were given by apartheid Leboa government water. The ANC government came and took away that water. There's no water in Polokwane. Not in Sishiu. Maybe you will say, no, maybe this one's of that. Even in a town where white people are, there's no water. The infrastructure is old, it's finished, the water is leaking, it can't reach where it's supposed to leak because there's never been any form of maintenance on the existing infrastructure and build an alternative new infrastructure. The same can be said about the roads. Comrades, there's a problem of crime, all right? Especially cash in transit crime. The kingpins, the people who send people to go and commit cash in transit are known. Alidia door to door. Le ba botso re tlo ba bolaya. E ardo ra luka le bon. Mo EFF marriage ya mmusho. We have no time for criminals, especially criminals who raise firearms against law enforcement. Once you do that, unambe udietapelo ya mafelelo. Karuola udile ngokopana leela. Criminals, violent criminals who threaten law enforcement in this country must be shot and killed because they don't deserve to live amongst us. Before they must think about the rights of others first. We are going to fight crime. How do we fight crime? By ensuring that all police commissioners are under constant lifestyle audit. Because police commissioners and generals are richer than rich people themselves. So we need to act on the leadership of the police because it gets rotten from the head. Mapolisa rena mo fase abana problem. Ba o dia mmereko batho ba modimo. A o nyakotsa gore mapolisa o dia mmereko dia botsotsi wena o tlo bona. Ba tlo bia fase ka kwa Thembisa ka Winnie Mandela o za ru khutini. Ditsu ya shiti. The head. Comrades, Palestine support is an unwavering support that we give unashamedly. Because we know the pain that can be caused by occupiers. We still live with occupiers ourselves to date. We know what the people of Palestine are going through because when they get removed in Gaza by force, to us it's not theory. We lived forced removals ourselves here in South Africa. We know what is torture. We've been tortured. Till today, we remain a traumatized nation. We support Palestine, and we make no apology about supporting Palestine. Our support for Palestine is not a calling for killing Jewish people. Hamas, that we said we are supporting, that will arm. It must know that the EFF is not in a struggle of killing Jewish people, of killing pregnant Jewish women and children. Do not involve the innocent in your fight. Always, as we fight Palestine, Israeli government, the apartheid Zionist Israeli government, let us know where our target is. It is everything else that represents Zionism, everything else that represents apartheid Israel must be shot down and dropped. But that should never be confused with killing of Jewish people. So for you not to make a mistake, you may want to familiarize yourself with the literature, so that you don't go around people's door to door and say, no, the Jews are killing Palestinians, they were going to kill the Jewish people. We're not killing any Jewish person. We're not supporting any organization that says it wants to kill Jewish pregnant women and children. We're not part of that nonsense. A revolutionary at all material times must be guided by the feelings of love. We love humanity. Therefore, we love our women and our children. How do you bomb a hospital? Even if the president of Hamas ran into that hospital, is hiding in that hospital, you can't bomb that hospital. How do you bomb a refugee camp? Even if Hamas ran into that refugee camp, you are in no position to bomb a refugee camp. Comrades, those guys are involved in ethnical cleansing. They want to wipe off the Palestinians. This is a genocide. It's an international crime, and ICC must issue a warrant of arrest against Netanyahu. Why do you issue warrant of arrest on Putin, who has not done worse than what Netanyahu has done to the people of Palestine? Comrades, having said everything I said, at the center of all of that is the centrality of the organization. Guard this organization. Protect it, because it's a vehicle that will deliver all of this that we are speaking about here today. Without organization, we are nothing. That's why in the EFF, when we say Amanda, we raise a clenched fist, because this is organization. This is us all over the world. Then we come this way. We form an organization. It is this organization that will deliver black people to true freedom. Comrades, you are now armed. You are armed with the weapon of what you must use when you go into the communities. You must go there unapologetically. Don't miss any house. Don't say it's Santen or Midrand or Soweto. Be everywhere. Motu Motu. That is the campaign of the EFF. You must speak to people directly. Tenang leka ramotsi. We are unleashing you into the communities. Go and spread the gospel of the revolution. Go and tell them that 2024 is our 1994, that the EFF will be government, whether they like it or they don't like it. The EFF will be at the Union building after the day of the election. We are not preparing elections. We are preparing for victory. This is a road to victory. It starts here and now at Standard Bank Arena. We are marching to the Union building, and nothing will stop in front of us, because anything that is going to stand in front of us, we are going to crush it into ashes and destroy it, because now is the time for economic freedom in our lifetime. My man! My man! My man! My man! Amanda! Thank you very much.
We are requesting for killer man, President. We are requesting for killer man. Who left? Who right?
The president is taking it.
I'm tired.
I know.
Your comrades are unfair. I'm tired. Well, I spoke for too long. Yeah? Amanda! Amanda! Viva! Yepe viva! Auno makubi! Siaya! Siaya! No makubi! Siaya! Siaya! No ma bese tubola, besi shaya, besi bopa. No ma bese tubola, besi shaya, besi bopa. No ma kubi siaya, siaya. No ma kubi siaya, siaya. No ma bese tubola, besi shaya, besi bopa. No ma bese tubola, besi shaya, besi bopa. Who left? Who right? You must stop. Who left? Kita, killer man. Kiriwatawata, Samarumo, Samarumo, Asicha. Where were you when I'm sitting? Where were you when I'm dreaming? So for skitchy, Emoye, so for skitchy, Etati, Kichi, Kichi, Kichima, Sipram Konto, Alliance, Bonge Labant, Ebagiti, Bonge Labant, Ebagiti, Siltatile, Elagiti, Siltatile, Elagiti, Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa, Tension.